gap total. The Nile bursting through and Boomeroo out wide. Double Identity put his head in front. Smooth Satin picks him up too late.
Sky Racing at home on the track.
For the first, Carlisle Castle at $9.80, Electromagnetic 11, La Harker 15, No Name Dan at $6.40. And as we look over the page, Sir Gisborne at 13, Bossiana $8.40, El's Angel at $4, and Allura Connection at $9.90. So we're 3 minutes off the first race at Warrnambool. Gary Willett's late mail is 8. No Name Dan, Luke Curry to ride to beat 13, 14 and 17. And trainer strike rates. And Wayne Hawkeye leads the jockey table with 9 wins from 34 rides in the past 12 months, ahead of Ryan Maloney and Stan Sakos. And the trainers, and leading the table there, Darren Weir. Recapping the ratings for this first, it's a maiden handicap, as we mentioned. No Name Dan is the top rater, ahead of El's Angel, Electromagnetic and Hale and Hearty, 8, 13, 3 and 4.
10 races on the card. Big 3 days down in the Western Districts, and they're all in now, set to run race 1. Set to go. Carnival about to get underway. Allura Connection dancing around in the stalls. They're ready. And they're off. Fan Racing in the first, and Formoso and No Name Dan the first couple out. Miss Moyne was slow, and as they settle into stride, also No Name Dan is now drifting back, and Sir Gisborne along with Allura Connection go to the lead together. Electromagnetic and El's Angel are up there too in the leading bunch. Lagerback running 5th on the inside, followed by La Harker. Next is Tyrion being trailed. Then a little further back in the field was Bossiana over on the outside, and the Lyman blue colours. La Harker's around it. Formoso down on the inside, and they're trailed then by Carlisle Castle. No Name Dan and Probation a good way back, and so too then is Classic Way and Hale and Hearty. And Miss Moyne's about 4 lengths away. Allura Connection the leader on the inside from Electromagnetic before the home turn. Sir Gisborne wide out around the outside in 3rd placing. El's Angel the centre. Lagerback hard ridden on the inside, and they were clear to La Harker, and back behind them Bossiana and Formoso's made some ground. No Name Dan still a long way back, and Allura Connection kicked clear down towards the 250, out by about 3 lengths Electromagnetic. Then Sir Gisborne running on, and Lagerback, and Probation's making a lot of late ground. Allura Connection the leader with about 100 metres to go from Probation, finishing hard, and then Lagerback the inside. Allura Connection clinging to the lead though, and Allura Connection gets home a long head to Probation, a big run second, Lagerback 3rd, and Sir Gisborne's run 4th, and then Electromagnetic, and they were followed then by El's Angel. Behind those to finish was Classic Way, and then came Hale and Hearty. Next in, No Name Dan never came into the race really. He's finished about midfield here, and then came Carlisle Castle, La Harker as well back, and then Formoso towards the end. El's Angel in that bunch if I hadn't already called her, and then Tyrion towards the end, and Bossiana was last in.
Okay, Greg, thank you. 14, 16 and 6 in the opener at Warrnambool. Allura Connection at $10.80 and $4.10 over Probation at $10, and Lagerback $5.30. So 14, 16 and 6. So as we leave the first there, the second race at 11:40, a novice hurdle over the 3,100 metres, no scratchings. Let's confirm the venues. We have some dividends through for the first at Warrnambool. I believe the Super Tab trifecta pays... No, it's the Unitab actually. Pays on first, second, in any horse for third. So that's the Unitab trifecta, which paid $22.30 there. So first and second, and any horse for third for Uni. The hurdle, Mukta Heights at $4.10. Surf in a point now to $6. Then out to Musical Choice and Dolney Road. We'll be catching up with Andrew Bensley throughout the afternoon, and shortly off to Greg Miles for the call of race number 2. A break on Inside Running. Over 3,100, the jumps racing about to get underway at the Bull. Here's Greg Miles.
First of 3 jumps races on this program today, and Mukta Heights is the easing favourite. There's been support for Surf number 2. One of 3 in it, trained by Eric Musgrove. Apache King's been a drifter on track. Prince Byron's been a drifter. Solid Delney Road making its hurdle debut, and Solid Musical Choice, who wears the all-white colours of the club. We're in 3rd at Ballarat to Go Bint last time out, and a good competitive hurdle. Now we need Rare Trist to move in, and we'll have them right to go. Brian Martin along to call the next on the program. Now, Rare Trist coming up into the gates to complete the lineup for the first of the jumps races. That's what Warrnambool's all about, jumping horses. And they're set now. Ready, race number 2. They're off and racing, and a good start too. Apache King jumping well. The favourite Mukta Heights went straight out the back at the start with Real Bliss, and Hold That Tiger and Prince Byron are the 2 leaders as they come to the first of 10 jumps. Brookson in 3rd placing in the white colours. Classic Kid the outside. Apache King deep. Then Delney Road settling down about 6th as they go to the next jump. He's on the outside of O'Cash for All. Then Musical Choice in the all-white. Rare Trist is around him, and they were followed by Surf, a touch worse in midfield. He's got the blue cap. The yellow cap, Mr. Fiorelli, is next, and then Ebony Tari. Real Bliss second last, and Mukta Heights has gone back to last. Up towards the turn the first time. Rare Trist is doing some work wide out, wanting the lead. Goes to the front now, ahead of Prince Byron with the inside. Hold That Tiger third on the rails, followed then by Apache King, who's got a nice trail. Next, Classic Kid, who's out wide. Delney Road, Brook's Son. And they were trailed then by O'Cash for All, and then Musical Choice being followed further back by Surf, Ebony Tari, and then Mr. Fiorelli as they leap this one, and he's followed by Mukta Heights, who just scrambled over it, and he's back there with Real Bliss. Coming along towards the next jump now, and Prince Byron held out the lead, and he comes towards the 4th jump, and he is over it by about 2 or 3 lengths. In second placing is Rare Trist. A length and a half away is Apache King on the outside of Hold That Tiger. Brookson is wider out, and then Delney Road the centre, and they followed then as they come towards the 5th jump in the race by O'Cash for All, and back behind him is Classic Kid, is racing out wide. Musical Choice is next, being trailed about a length and a half further back by Surf, who's got a good way back on the rails from Real Bliss, Ebony Tari, Mr. Fiorelli, and Mukta Heights was still last. Prince Byron is the leader as he's running out towards the 1600 metres. He's out by 3. In second placing is Apache King. Rare Trist is third on the inside. The next hurdle about to loom in their sights now. Brookson's got up into 4th placing, a length and a half away as they come to this jump now, and they were being followed by Hold That Tiger, 2 lengths to Delney Road. The pace is very strong now, at about a length further back as O'Cash for All, and they were followed then by Musical Choice on the outside, and then Surf, a length and a half to Real Bliss and Mr. Fiorelli. Well back in the field is Ebony Tari. Classic Kid's gone back to now last as Mukta Heights starts its run. They've passed the 1200 metres now, and Prince Byron, his lead whittled away. He's only 3/4 in front, and 1 down. Hold That Tiger skidded along his knees, threw the rider off, who's to his feet. He's taken a harmless tumble, and Hold That Tiger back to his feet inside the 1000. Prince Byron, he's been risking a few. The leader comes towards the next in front, over it clear. Good jump that time from Apache King. Rare Trist, Brookson hit it, and he's losing ground. Delney Road and Rare Bliss commence runs, and then Surf putting in a run now. He's got to the outside, and he's starting to make ground. Then Musical Choice, and they're followed O'Cash for All, and next is Mukta Heights. This favourite is about 8 or 9 lengths from the leader, being hard ridden, and then a break in the field. Ebony Tari and Mr. Fiorelli is last as they swing up towards the home turn with 1 more behind that. That's Classic Kid, who is distanced. They're around the home turn, 400 metres to go, 1 to jump, and Real Bliss moved up strongly and went to the lead. Surf in second placing. Prince Byron and the Lime Cutters look beaten, and then Rare Trist. Musical Choice makes ground, and then O'Cash for All and Delney Road. Real Bliss coming towards the last at the 200 metre mark. At it, over it in front from Surf. Hitting up was Rare Trist. Prince Byron battling away, and Musical Choice. 100 metres left to go now, and Real Bliss is the leader. Surf is having a crack at him, but Real Bliss too strong, and Real Bliss drew away, won it by a length and 3/4. Real Bliss beating Surf 5 lengths away. Musical Choice grabbing third placing in front of Delney Road and O'Cash for All, and then Brookson followed by Apache King, Mr. Fiorelli, Prince Byron, Rare Trist, Mukta Heights, Never a Chance, and Ebony Tari is the last one over the line. Classic Kid has been pulled up, and the horse that went Hold That Tiger canters past the line, and Tom Logan quite okay after that fall in the back straight.
So Real Bliss at $12 and $4.20 over Surf, and Musical Choice 7, 2 and 13. Brett Scott and John Wheeler combining to take the second race. The third and further novice hurdle, take out number 11 Ballysteen, a field of 12 to go over the 3,100 metre journey. Those dividends starting to filter through on 7, 2 and 13, with the super tabs not far away. In New South Wales, harness racing at Harold Park and also Albion Park. As we have a look at the dividends for the first race, Albion Park, 3, 4 and 5. Here is Brian Martin at Warrnambool.
10 flights on their trip. Jangling Jack goes up. Now Jangling Jack has gone into line. Compendium to come along here with On the Tide, Patanga. Worldwide Web getting a lead up now. Casino Boy, Alitalia and Corma to come along at the 3100 start. Coming into line, moving in well here for this, the third on the card. Fast turn 310, 490 Casino Boy, 690 Mr. Fiddler, 1040 for Willett, number 9. Willett's drawn the inside. At the moment, the weather is holding. There's rain around, but it hasn't rained here for probably about an hour and a half. And the crowd numbers just down a little with the weather that's sort of come through the night and this morning. Track rating slow. Johnny Wheeler taking out the previous race number 2 today with the Real Bliss, part owned by Bob Charlie, former chairman of the Australian Racing Board. Now, Corma coming up and then Casino Boy. Corma and Casino Boy coming into line, and they'll be ready for the Taranaki Racing Club novice hurdle today. Casino Boy coming along, Willett on the inside. Fast turn favourite from Casino Boy and Mr. Fiddler well backed. Short run to the first of 2 on the first round down the back from the 3100 start. And the light is blinking. Set for the third at Warrnambool. Ready to go. Signal. And the gates are back and they're racing, and Fast turn missed it about a length and a half, and Patanga went back. Casino Boy, one of the first to hop out wide on the track here with Jangling Jack, Mr. Fiddler. Run Your Knees getting up on the inside 4th early, and on the outside of it Corma. Further back in the race then Worldwide Web, followed by Willett. As they go to the second, and Casino Boy handled it well, and he moved a length and a half to Mr. Fiddler on the circle the first time. 2 further back then Jangling Jack. Run Your Knees is pushed up on the inside of it to be third, Jangling Jack 4th. Further back in the race Corma, followed on the centre by Worldwide Web. Willett on the inside from Fast turn. Compendium is out 3 deep, followed by Patanga. Then On the Tide, and last of all is Alitalia. Casino Boy coming around the top turn here, and he'll lead them into the home straight with a nice break too. He comes around the top circle about 2.5 in front from Mr. Fiddler. 2 lengths further back in the race then is Run Your Knees, 2 to Jangling Jack, and then came Corma. Worldwide Web, the inside Willett from Fast turn on the outside. Compendium out 3 deep as they jump the one at the 200. Further back then came at the head of the others would have been Patanga, followed on the inside by On the Tide, and Alitalia last of all. Down towards the one in front of the stands here with a circuit to go. Casino Boy lifted over it beautifully with a lap to go by a length and a half to Mr. Fiddler. 3/4 Run Your Knees. Compendium tracking 3 deep. Jangling Jack is over on the inside. Corma is back in the middle as they go to that third one down the straight. Then Fast turn, the inside of it. Further back Worldwide Web. Alitalia is out a little wide from Patanga. Willett back to last, and on the inside of it is On the Tide. 1800 metres to go. Going out of the straight to the side here, and Casino Boy is making play in front by a length and a half to Mr. Fiddler. Third on the outside, back about a half length Run Your Knees. Compendium has moved up 4th. On the inside of it, Jangling Jack, a length further back Corma, a half then to Worldwide Web. Then came Fast turn, who's up running 8th. Further back in the race, Alitalia. They're followed by Patanga. The inside is On the Tide as they go to that next flight, and they're at about 2.5 in front of Willett last of all. Turning into the back straight now, the 1400 metre mark, and Casino Boy a good 2.5 in front. Travelling okay here from Mr. Fiddler, and on the outside is Run Your Knees ahead away third. A length then Compendium up 3 deep, improving 2 to Jangling Jack. A half length further back in the race, the outside Corma. 2 then to Worldwide Web outside at Fast turn, about 6 to 7 lengths off the lead as they head down the back. Come to the first of 3 down the back straight, and a bit of speed coming up. Casino Boy just a half length in front. Compendium's gone up second. Mr. Fiddler third, and they're followed by Corma. Then Run Your Knees, and there goes Fast turn. He's whipping around the outside to improve his posse at the 1000 metre mark. Further back then Worldwide Web as they got over that one. From further back came Patanga and 2.5 Alitalia. Then On the Tide, and 5 lengths to Willett last of all. Inside the 800 metre mark, all reaching for that one was Jangling Jack. He hit it hard. Fast turns now under pressure, and Casino Boy, he sprinted on the flat and he got 2.5 Mr. Fiddler. On the outside of it then Compendium, 4 lengths further back then in the race Corma. Patanga a gap then to Run Your Knees. Fast turns 15 lengths off them. Then Worldwide Web and a gap to Jangling Jack. On the Tide, Alitalia, and forget Willett. Casino Boy a length in front with Mr. Fiddler coming after it. One flight to get over, 400 out on the turn, and Mr. Fiddler going up to Casino Boy. 5 lengths further back Compendium, but the 2 up front look to have it between them. 1 flight to go. Mr. Fiddler on the outside got to Casino Boy. Last flight there, and the panel's down, and Mr. Fiddler took the lead. He's a length in front of on the inside, battling on Casino Boy, a long gap Compendium, but Mr. Fiddler well tried in the famous Might and Power colours. He's sprinting away. Mr. Fiddler wins at about 4.5 lengths to Casino Boy. Boy. 4 lengths away, third, Compendium from Run Your Knees, a gap then to World Wide Web, then Patanga, further back in the race, then Korma. Fast Turn didn't fire. Jangling Jack was lucky to stand up down the back from On the Tide, Willett and Alitalia. Money was there for Mr. Fittler, and he's got the money, number 7. Number 7, Mr. Fittler, ridden by Brad McLean, trained by Robert Smurden, has beaten 5, Casino Boy, and number 8, which is Compendium, 7, 5, 5 and 8. 7, 5, 8 in the frame. Number 13, Run Your Knees, officially 4th, 7, 5 and 8. Best supported in the race outside the favourite here, Fras Turn, went off favourite from Casino Boy, but the money's certainly there for Mr. Fittler at 6.90 and 2.30. Casino Boy 160 and Compendium 8.70. For the turn when Mr. Fittler went up to Casino Boy, they were 6 in front of Compendium. Fras Turn, he got busy on it going down the back. He made a bit of a half-hearted run.
Traditional Blues.
Traditional Blues, I've watched a couple of tapes of him, and he seems to be a pretty much of a versatile horse where he can sit back or go forward. And I think with the wet track today, I think he's riding with a chance.
Does handle the rain affected Traditional Blues?
Yeah, he does. I've seen on the few of the tapes, he does seem to relish to it. So like I said, just ride him. Hopefully, back a bit and then let him run home. Hopefully, he runs over the top of them.
Now the last couple getting set. Fandango still away. First up from a spell, Fandango. Swift Mukhtar standing up well. Jones Boy still away. Now Fandango heads up towards the line. Classic Sunrise in 1 standing well. 4.10 4-star, $4 Cryogenic. And Jones Boy. Just the 1 run back from a spell, and it ran last at Avoca. It goes forward. 1,200 metres, they're all set. Ready racing, Classic Sunrise on the inside, bounded away only fairly. Not a great deal of speed from 4-star, and away pretty well. Waltz Music and Fandango away quickly. Cryogenic up to 3rd. The Grey No Regrets running 4th as they settle, being followed by Naturalizer. A length and a quarter away, Physical Pleasure on the inside. Then Question out wide from Catch and 8 and Swift Mukhtar Setterfield as they race down the back, and then 4-star follow the outside by Step Aside. 2.5 away, then Jones Boy, 3 deep around the outside of La Deluge. Well back was Classic Sunrise, and Divine Bell can't go with them. It's about 8 or 9 lengths away last of all. Coming down the side of the course, and Waltz Music goes through on the inside to head off Fandango at the 500 metre mark. Then Naturalizer and Cryogenic right behind them running 3rd. Question out wide followed by Physical Pleasure. The outside is Swift Mukhtar followed by Catch and 8. A length away then 4-star La Deluge. Well back Step Aside followed by Jones Boy. In behind those Classic Sunrise and No Regrets turning for home. Waltz Music the inside about 2 in front. Swift Mukhtar back to the inside running on fairly well, and Catch and 8's coming with a run down the outside. Waltz Music in front, Catch and 8 and Swift Mukhtar at closing. Catch and 8 at the 100 metre mark has got to the front from Waltz Music and Swift Mukhtar late. Catch and 8 just in front. Swift Mukhtar's wearing it down, and today's the day for Swift Mukhtar. It gets up and beats Catch and 8, followed by Waltz Music 3rd. Then Cryogenic and 4-star. In behind those would have been at the head of the others Step Aside with La Deluge. Then Jones Boy. Divine Bell in behind those has picked up a few after being tailed out last. Further back, Classic Sunrise. In behind those, Question with Naturalizer. Then Physical Pleasure. Towards the rear of the field, Fandango, and No Regrets has run last. Swift Mukhtar at start number 28. Michael Evans going on today on this gelding prepared by Mac Woodhouse at Geelong. It's been a long time coming for Swift Mukhtar, but today here's the day, and Michael Evans settling down Setterfield on this gelding. Back to the inside in the home straight and picking up Catch and 8, who looked the winner. Swooped up, looked the goods, but Swift Mukhtar has picked it up late. And 11 is the winner. 11 is first over Catch and 8. And the official 3rd number about to be semaphored after the running of race number 4. And it goes the way of Waltz Music number 16 after sitting up on the pace. 11 Swift Mukhtar, raced by MF and Mrs. S.M. Woodhouse. Michael Evans, the winning rider, and Mac Woodhouse, the winning trainer by Mukhtar out of Je Suis Regal, a brown gelding 5. Over number 1, Catch and 8, Damien Holland and John Bailey at Warrnambool. By Polish Laughter out of Alcatui, a chestnut gelding 3. And 16 Waltz Music, Reese McLeod and Michael Hibbs. By North Reef out of Waltzing, a bay mare 4. 11-1-16. Fourth went to number 13, and that was Cryogenic. And fifth in number 4, and that was 4-Star. And the winner scoring by a half length. A length and a quarter between second and third. A half by a length and a quarter, 113.95.
Warrnambool for race number 5, the first look at the steeplechase course for 2004. And with all of the pre-race build-up to the Brierly, here's Greg Miles.
Yes, the main race of the day coming up, the Brierly steeplechase, Scotty Stewart 3YB Brierly. And always a great sight to see the horses leaving the course proper and climbing the hills at the back of the track. Outstanding race to watch. The big lead up, of course, to the Grand Annual on Thursday next. There's Morselli and Chakra going in. Chakra's the well-tried favourite. Eric Musgrove hasn't won this race since 1999 with Worthy Knight. It's really been dominated in recent years by Jim Houlihan, who's without a runner this year. Here's Dahay coming up into the line. Softer ground just might help him improve. He seemed to get run off his legs in the Adelaide Hills. Noble John comes up into the gates now, and here's Lord Chance involved in that controversial protest in Tasmania going in. They're nearly ready. Soviet Rising has moved up into the stalls, and that leaves just Shining Symbol, the local hope. Simon Ryan on board, and it's well in the market too. Goes up, and the Brierly field is ready for action. Set to go. 19 fences on their journey. 3,450. They're away and racing. Zinj from the outside and Risky Venture with Chakra. They all began quickly, and Morselli drives through in the early part looking for the lead. Scalded Cat is up there as they leap the first of 19 now. And just off them is Soviet Rising, getting right through near the inside. Morselli is the leader, out by almost a length now to Soviet Rising. He's tugging and wanting to go a bit faster. In behind them, Risky Venture over on the outside, moving into third place. And he's in company there with Scalded Cat, who's over racing a bit. Chakra's just inside it. And then Lord Chance getting right through near the inside. The rider of I'll Get By in a little bit of bother there. And he's about midfield. He lost an iron over that fence, and he's trying to recover now as they leap the next. He's done so. And they were being followed then by Cicatrix, Indigo Prince, Noble John, Dahay well back, so is Shining Symbol on his inside, and Zinj last of all. So Morselli comes down to the next fence, and he let rip with a beautiful leap, out by about 3. Shaker's in second placing, and Scalded Cat and Lime on the inside of Soviet Rising. Risky Venture travelling 3 deep in that bunch as they go to the next fence. And they were being followed further back in the field by Lord Chance, I'll Get By. Getting up on the inside is Zinj, cutting corners and saving ground, and then Cicatrix, Indigo Prince, Shining Symbol, and Noble John at the end of the field as they leap the next fence. And Dahay has dropped out to be last. So they're racing out now to leave the course proper, and it's the Alfred Road jump coming up now. The 7th obstacle in the race, and Morselli is the leader as it's about to go into the Brierly paddock with a leap over that Alfred Road fence and leads by 2.5. Climbing Brierly now. Chakra second, Scalded Cat in third placing on the inside. Risky Ventures around it. Then 2 lengths further back as they come to the first fence in Brierly is Soviet Rising. And with it then over on the outside, Lord Chance. 2 or 3 to Zinj, picking his way through the field. Here's the next coming up in Brierly now. Back behind them, I'll Get By, and then Cicatrix. Still well back, Shining Symbol, Indigo Prince. Noble John second last, and Dahay is last of all. Andrea Leake is taking Morselli up the hill, and here's the next in Brierly coming up now. Over it he goes, about 3 to 4 lengths in front of Chakra. Risky Venture 2 lengths away, and then came Scalded Cat holding down 4th placing. They top the rise, and here's the double up on top of Cox's Hill. Next, Lord Chance from Soviet Rising, I'll Get By, Zinj as they go over the first on Cox's Hill, onto the road, and now over the second. They're now in Granter's paddock running downhill to the 13th fence. Morselli with Chakra coming at it. In third placing, 2 lengths away then is Risky Venture running a good race. Oh, one down, I'll Get By. I'll Get By went down and hampered Noble John, who threw the rider off. Now toes the road. Very important double here. Morselli being tackled by Chakra, who cuts the corner and joins the leader. 2 lengths away in third placing, Risky Venture. Scalded Cat, Lord Chance, and as they've got 4 to jump, Next in the field is Soviet Rising. Shining Symbols made up some ground, and that looks to be the only chances. Lord Chance fell at the fourth last one. The Tasmanian's down. A harmless 40's okay. And Chakra makes his move now. Here's the next fence coming up. Chakra taking over the running. Drew ahead in front of Morselli, who's not done with. And Risky Venture, he's trying very hard. 2.5 lengths away with his big weight. Running on now is Soviet Rising. He got up into fourth placing. Scolded Cat's run his race. And then Shining Symbol. Second last one coming up. Chakra comes to the second last. Over he goes. Oh, Morselli nearly through Andrea Leake. She got back in the saddle but lost valuable ground. Here's Shining Symbol, a big danger coming after the leader. And Morselli's been retired from the race. Here's the last one coming up now. Chakra's over it in front from Shining Symbol, Risky Venture. And then there's a break in the field to Soviet Rising as they've come around the turn. And next in the field is Scolded Cat. It's Chakra the leader. Risky Venture switches to the inside. Shining Symbol battling away, but it's Chakra well clear. 150 metres to go. He's gone out by about 3 or 4 legs. 5 legs maybe. He's coming right away, Chakra, for Adrian Garraway. Good battle between Risky Venture and Shining Symbol for the Miners, but Chakra won the Brierly and won it brilliantly by 6 lengths. Risky Venture's run second, so Eric's got the Quinella. Shining Symbol, the local hope, in third place, and then Dahay, who made a little late ground, trailed by Soviet Rising, Scolded Cat, and then Cicatrix. Zinj is the next to finish, and in fact the last to finish. There are 3 or 4 that were back in the field who've departed company with their riders and are cantering past the line. And Noble John, of course, was one that we saw. Morselli threw the rider off around the home turn after being pulled up from the race. And unfortunately, we've got one that's broken down here. I'll get by. He fell and continued on after the field, and he's now just inside the 200-metre mark. There might have been 1 or 2 others that I haven't mentioned yet. That says that the 11 over there, Morselli got him. 9 was another one. Indigo Prince. I didn't see him go. He was a long way back when he went down. And Noble John's the other. We've got that one, yep. Okay, victory is with Chakra. Number 2 for Adrian Garraway. He scored in this race about 12 years ago on Apollo Magic. Second goes to Risky Venture. And third is Shining Symbol. Numbers are 2, 1 and 5. Chakra turning in an outstanding trial for Thursday. He just came right away from them. Gave you every indication that he'll have no trouble running the longer trip if Eric decides to back him up. Drops to 64.5 kilos. 2 Chakra, the winner, pays $4.10 and $1.80. 1 Risky Venture, $1.80, and 5 Shining Symbol paid $2.20. Quinella $6.20, the exacta $15.20, the trifecta $60.20, and the running double $41.50 on 11 and 2.
At the starting gates, Warrnambool race number 6. It's time to head back to the track. Andrew Bensley and Gary Willits with the last word.
Yeah, 1100 metre class 1 coming up here, Matt, at Warrnambool. We had a bit of sunshine come through, so maybe the rain. I don't want to go off too early though, Gary.
No, well, a lot of the locals here keep telling me that it's gone through, Andrew,
yeah,
so
okay.
I hope they're right.
Let's hope so. Hard race this one. Cougar Lass is the favourite, but really some value everywhere you look.
Oh, definitely.
Ready to break off. Really a red jumping fast over near the outside. Palace Walls away quickly, and so was Hot Cheeks, and also in the early stages Cogitate Lady pushing up on the inside with Briny Girl and Cougar Lass. Great charge as they settle down. The pink colours of Cougar Lass showing prominently. On its outside, Briny Girl. They're leading by about 1.5 lengths here from Cogitate Lady, Hot Cheeks. Academy Lane is working hard wide out, now gets up into third.